What? Oh, hello. Gosh, it's been so long. I'd forgotten what you looked like. It's so nice that we could both be here at the same time. Whenever that time is that you're watching this, let's do some writing. Let's talk about some writing. This week we are finishing up essay 1, right? Hopefully we've gotten started by this point. Hopefully we have a decent working product that we can develop over the next few days. Now, we're going to cover a few things tonight. One thing I wanted to mention is, where is my camera? Here we are. One thing I wanted to mention is these mini lectures here. So again, this class was created by the college and then given to me, and I'm kind of winding my way through it, right? Winding or wending? I think it's wending with an E. And I'm wending my way through it, and I won't be able to get, because every professor is different, because every instructor has their own preferred way of doing things. If you look here, you can see 5 mini lectures for this week. I'm not going to do 5 videos this week. All right. What I will most likely do is I'll do a video tonight, probably covering the first 3 mini lectures you see there. And then I will do another video towards the end of this week talking about revising and reviewing and editing. So as we go forward and you look at these tables and you see these mini lectures pop up here, know that those are suggested mini lectures. I don't have to so strictly follow that outline, right? I am going to provide videos for you each week, and I think that I can get all of the information that these mini lectures want us to talk about in my videos, but I'm not going to make 5 this week and 5 next week. I can't. I have a lot of other things going on during the week, and so I am more than happy to talk with each one of you, to answer emails, to review papers. If you want to submit any rough drafts to me for just feedback, I'd be happy to help you with that. But making these videos, preparing for these videos, and making these videos and posting these videos is not a quick task. So just going forward, just understand that I will have videos up for you each week, but they will most likely not be as many mini lectures as you see on this table here. All right, so tonight I want to talk about formatting this essay, and I want to talk about citation. Now, I did tell you that outside sources will not be required for this first essay, so citation will really come into play for essay 2. But I think it's important, it will be a worthwhile time to talk about citation, just to get an introduction to it, before we go on. All right, so tonight, here's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about formatting. We're going to talk about the works cited. We're going to talk about in-text citation. And we're going to talk about submission practices, how to submit these assignments. Now, at the top of this video, I do need to address due dates, okay? I put in grades today for last week, and some of us lost some points because we missed due dates. And I hate that, because I read your posts and you're all giving great information. You're reading what I tell you to read. You are evaluating. You're thinking about these things. You are helping the other students, and it's all just wonderful. But it's turned in a day late, or it's turned in 2 days late, and I can't bend on that, with so many students that I have right now. If I start bending on that, and this has happened in the past, if I bend on that, then I have students turning in assignments 2 or 3 days after the due date, sometimes up to a week after the due date, and it gets very confusing because I don't know which student, I don't know which class the student is in, I don't know which assignment they're trying to submit sometimes. I have to go and I have to look at the due date for the assignment and figure it all out, and it's just going forward, starting this week. Please, please, please pay close attention to due dates. You can still see my screen, I hope. So if we come down here, so we have 2 assignments this week, right? We have 2 assignments and we have the final essay, the first essay due. So if we click on these assignments and open them up, it tells you when they're due. It says the initial post due 8/27. That is in 3 days. What is that? That is Thursday. The initial post must be posted to Moodle by Thursday at midnight. If it isn't, I can't give you any credit for it. I hate doing that. But I have to do that, right? The syllabus clearly states that discussion questions and individual activities cannot be turned in late. I've mentioned it a couple times in previous videos, so please, 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 please pay attention to due dates. And then the responses for this one, like I said, due the following day, Friday. So make sure you're aware of due dates going forward so we don't miss any points. I hate docking you points for silly things like that. It's just the worst. Okay. But that's not going to be an issue anymore because now we're aware and we're going to turn everything on time. We're going to turn in everything way before the time, right? Like you're going to turn in Thursday's assignment last May. All right, that's what I expect. Okay. All right. So let's talk about this essay, right? If we pull up the assignment sheet here, again, this can be found under week 1, lesson 1, week 1, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down here to the narrative assignment sheet, right? If we take a look at this, this essay will be 2 to 3 pages double spaced in MLA format and in a works cited page, again, not necessary for this first paper. So what is MLA format? What does that mean? Let's take a look. Here is OWL Purdue. I've mentioned this website a few times. I recommend that you live at this website, essentially. So this is, if you look here, I just did a search for OWL Purdue, scroll down, click this MLA formatting and style guide, and then click general format. This will tell you, right here, right? Why is it not highlighting? Highlight. Nope, doesn't work. So click general format. It will tell you what your paper should look like overall, just the basic form of it, right? Type it on a computer, preferably. Okay. Double space the entire paper. Use a legible font. I mean, I'm not going to dictate exactly which font you use, but I don't like Courier. Courier is cheating. Don't do like fancy script fonts, right? Basically Times or Arial, or one of them is called what like Cordova or something. This is a bad example. Calibri. Calibri's also a good one. 12-point font. It doesn't need to be any bigger or smaller than that. Again, the one space, blah, 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 blah. Margins are one inch on all sides. 1 inch all sides. No funny business there. Of course, we know to indent the first line of each paragraph, right? That's basic. The first paragraph of each yeah, just like this. I'm gonna show you this here in a little bit, but indented, indented here, indented here, indented here, and then a header. So I'm going to show you right now. How to make this header. It's very easy once you know how to do it, right? So let's pretend this is our paper. Here's my name. What do we put up here? What goes up here? There are 4 things that need to go up here. Where could we learn what goes up there? Oh, wait. What about Owl Purdue? Maybe it has something. Maybe it knows something. Let's see. Blurb, 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 blurb. Blurb, blurb. Are you not gonna explain it? I thought you would explain it. Anyway, how about this? Let's zoom in. Let's get crazy. Where'd it go? Here we go. We have a name. We have my name. We have the class, and we have the date. Right? Those 4 things in that order. Your name, my name, the class name, and the date that you are submitting the paper. Not the date that you wrote it. Not the date that you started brainstorming it, the date that you submit it. So we'll zoom back out here. Zoom. So, oh no. Okay. So, your name is there. My name is here. Sure. The class. One thing. Okay, so this is another thing I would like to mention to us. I'm currently teaching 2 courses. Of exactly the same class. And the only difference in these classes, aside from the student body, of course, are the section numbers, right? And the section number is this right here, EW35F. I am teaching EW31F and EW35F. So when you email me with questions, if you would please indicate which class you are in, it would help me. So I don't have to go into each one of those classes and look at the roster and find out which class you're in real quick. You can find yourself very easily by going into Moodle, scrolling up to the very top, and it tells you right there, EW35F, yes? Right there is where. So it would just help me out a little bit if you could indicate which class you're in for future emails. And then the date that we're submitting it, this is going to be, again, submitted this Saturday, which is the 29th. So let's put in that format, right? 8/29/2020. Now, oh, wait, didn't end it. Okay. There's my paper, going so on and so forth. Now, there's 2 things wrong. Already, we have 2 things that we need to fix. First thing is there's no header. Creating a header is very easy if you know where in the menu to go. So there's 2 ways to get here. Either you can go up here to Insert, click Insert, scroll all the way over here to Header, and click here. Or, I think the easier way to do it is to come up here to the top of your paper and double click. Just up here, double click, it creates the header right there. See? Now, what kind of header do we want? What does Owl Purdue say? What did we say? I know it said this one. Create a header in the upper right-hand corner that includes your last name only and the page number. That's it. That's all we need. Just your last name and the page number. How do we do that? We're in the header. We've double-clicked. We've opened it. We come up here to the left-hand side. We click page number here. We go to top of page. That's where we want it, at the top of page. And we choose this one here because this is all the way to the right. Click that. So what this does is that it will automatically count the pages for you, starting here. And the only other thing we have to do is type in our name and a space. Last name, space, page number. Now you can either click here, close, or double click back down here. And there we are. So as we're going along, we create a new page. There it is, Jaeger 2. It's counting for us, okay? So the other thing that we need to fix about this paper is the spacing. How do we make it all double spaced? There's a few different ways. My way, I use keyboard shortcuts. I'm not going to confuse you with keyboard shortcuts. What you need to do is highlight everything you have. This is much easier when you start. Highlight everything you have, right click anywhere where you have highlighted and go to paragraph, okay? Paragraph will bring up this box here. And come down here to the line spacing right here in the middle where it says multiple. Click down arrow and click double. Double. Click OK. And we're done. Now the entire thing will be double spaced. All right. So header, of last name and page number, entire paper double-spaced. And don't forget this identifying information in this order with these particular pieces of information. Let's just, to make it a little less confusing, we'll do that so it's not double named up there. All right. So that is the basic structure of the paper. We will put our title in the middle here. For titles, they do not need to be bolded, not underlined, not capitalized. Well, capitalized, but not all caps, right? Just formatted exactly the same as the rest of your paper. Your paper needs to be left justified, not centered. Don't center the paper. If you need to know how to do that, again, highlight what you have and then come up here, these little lines up here. This is left justify, this is center, this is right justify. We need left. Everything's shifted to the left. Okay. What else? What else? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we've already done all that. We've done all that. Essays, books, blah, 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 blah. Okay, okay. That's it. Those are the basics of the format of the paper. All of your papers should look like this format from going forward. Now, that doesn't mean that your individual writing activities have to follow this format. Those can be a little looser, right? But your major essays must follow this format. This is a paper that I wrote for an ESL class. Actually, it was a grammar class during my teaching English as a second language master's. And it's 17 pages. It's not that bad. I've written longer. But you can see, and again, I shouldn't have written it in Courier because that's the devil's font. But it is. So you can see it's left justified. I have my identifying information up here, my name, the professor, the class, the date. I have my header up here. I have my title here in the middle. And then it's all, each paragraph is indented. You can see some of my in-text citation here. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But so on and so forth. The whole thing is double-spaced all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, until we get to the works cited page. For Essay 2, we will have a works cited page on our papers. It is a must. Anytime that we have outside sources, anytime that we have citation, we must have a works cited page to tell the reader where you got that information, right? The whole point of citations and works cited is to borrow information, to borrow support from outside sources, but to give credit to those sources, to tell people this particular line didn't come from me. This other guy said it, but it's really helpful for my paper, so I got it from here. Let's for this one, for example, Bryant, W.H. Bryant, typical errors in English made by Japanese ESL students. I found that in JALT Journal, issue 6, pages 1 through 18, right? The format for works cited pages is very specific. And if we go back to OWL Purdue, look at this. All of these MLA examples. It tells you if you have a book, if you have a magazine here, if you have an electronic source, a web page or a database, if you have a YouTube video, if you have an interview, if you have so on, just about anything you can think of, there is a very specific way to cite that. And in order for us to do our papers correctly and earn all of our points, we need to follow the format exactly as it showed. Now, we will have practice on this as we go forward. I will help you on this as we go forward, but know that MLA citation and format will be a major source of points on your papers going forward. So please pay special attention to that. Let's look here. Basic rules. The works cited page will be a separate page at the end. It won't be tacked onto the end of your final page. And basically what it does, it tells the reader who wrote the thing, what the name of the name of the source that the thing appeared in, who published it, when it was published, and if it's a book, what pages it was on, so things like that. So if I'm reading your paper and I see your citation and I think, well, that's really interesting, or I don't know about that one, I gotta check that out. I can look at your citation, look at your works cited, and I can go to that source and I can read exactly what you pulled from it. All right. So I think that's good for formatting. I will say that for this first essay, I'm not going to come down as hard on formatting as I will in the future, because we're just getting used to this. We're learning how these are supposed to look, right? But do your best to make your papers match the format of something like this. Okay. All right. We've talked about formatting. We've talked about works cited. I will talk about revision and editing in a couple of days. Oh, you know what? This is before. Look at this. Look at this. This is before we did the one space after the period. I have 2 spaces after periods in this paper. Oh no. I mean, 2014. That was. I had to fight off dinosaurs on the way to school. So it was a long time ago. Things have changed. It's fine. It's fine. Now, how am I doing on time? Oh, okay. I'm already 21 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Hold on. One more thing. Most of you have done this excellently. Most of you hadn't had a problem with this at all. But submissions. I want to show you how these submissions work. So again, I'm on week 2 here. Scroll down. So let's say this one, this individual activity. I'm going to go ahead and change my role to a student so I can show you what you would be looking at here. So scroll down to this. Let's click on this individual activity here. And it looks like this. Right? So here's our paper. Here's the due date. Make sure we pay attention to due dates. And when I'm ready to submit my paper, I come down here to the gray bar, and I click Submit Paper. Just click that, and it will say, where's your file? Hopefully we all know how to attach files, how to find the files in our computers. You can drag it from a folder. You can click this little red button here, and it'll open up this, and you can choose, and that will let you browse your computer. There's some of my videos for your file. Right? Now, when you turn in the major essay, it's a little bit different. That will be a Turnitin link. And again, I mentioned Turnitin, I think in the introduction video when we talked about the syllabus. So Turnitin is that plagiarism checker. It will compare your paper to hundreds of thousands, literally hundreds of thousands, other papers all over the world, and give you a similarity score. And so long as your similarity score is not too high, we're fine. Usually below 20% is just fine. When we start getting over 20%, I really have to look at your citation and make sure that you have properly referenced everything. And then, if we get much higher than that, then we start to have issues. But we're not going to have issues. Those are other people in other years. We don't have any problems like that here. We're not going to have any issues. Okay, so, gosh, there was something else I wanted to say. I know I'm running out of time. I'm beginning to think that I am incapable of making these videos short. I think I ramble, and I apologize for that. I guess what I wanted to say is pay attention to format for this paper. And please be aware of due dates, because as opposed to maybe some other online courses you've had in the past, this course you cannot wait until Saturday and do everything at once. It does not work that way. So if you have any questions or any issues about that, please reach out to me and let me know. I think I've been pretty good at getting back to students pretty quick. But again, I'm sure there'll be some things that I haven't thought about here. Okay, last thing. I'm going to get to the revision checklist in a couple of days, but this is a model, right? So again, if we go to lesson two, right there, and we scroll down to readings, we get this model for essay 1. So this is an example of what your paper should look like. We have our header up here. We have our identifying information. This writing for self shouldn't be there. Let's not put that in there. We have the title in the middle. And then we have double spaced all the way down. This model has some in-text citation there for you, but again, that's not necessary for this first paper. And then there's the works cited page. And again, we'll talk more specifically about that in the next essay, but I think that's all for now. That's all for now. Yeah. Okay. I haven't decided yet, but I would like to try to do a live video at some point, either this week or next, and just invite some of you in and have a live conversation with you. You can watch me writing an example paper. I can start writing something and show you the things that I would check and the different websites I would go to and different what the format should look like and so forth. So I'm still figuring out when the best time to do that would be. But as for now, have a lovely evening and I'll see you soon.